Hi, I'm Divya.
I'm Ajit.
And I'm Arihant.
We are the co-founders of Seekho. But what is Seekho?
So Seekho is a neo-career school that guides aspiring professionals like you to achieve their career goals.
Seekho supercharges your career with the right blend of learning, networking, and kick-ass jobs.
And tell us, what are the 3 things that you get with Seekho?
Well, firstly, you get industry gurus who teach and mentor you.
A professional community that increases your net worth.
And most of all, opportunities that will keep progressing you in your career.
Download the app now.
Everybody feel it come around with round with round. Everybody feel it come around with round with round. Everybody feel it come around with round with round. Everybody feel it come around with round with round. Everybody round with round with round. Oh yeah! Everybody in the front. 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 Everybody round. Everybody round. Everybody in the front. Everybody round. Everybody in the front. Everybody come around. Everybody in the front. Everybody round.
Thank you so much for being here,
No,
for joining
absolutely.
us.
I hate giving ज्ञान मेरे से बिल्कुल नहीं दिया जाता. शुरू से ही एक दिमाग में था कि कुछ करना है. क्या करना है ये नहीं आइडिया था, बट कुछ करना है. मुझे नहीं मालूम था कि मैं मोबाइल फोन्स बनाऊंगा कभी लाइफ में. मैंने बोला कि आप मेरे को एक कंप्यूटर दिला दीजिए. बिकॉज ऑफ दैट कंप्यूटर आई स्टार्टेड डूइंग डिफरेंट प्रोग्रामिंग. वी वर वेरी हैप्पी. गया 300 करोड़. हमने नहीं सोचा था हम 100 करोड़ का बिजनेस साल का कभी करेंगे. आई स्टिल रिमेंबर एट दैट टाइम पे BMW केम टू इंडिया एंड आई बॉट अ BMW 3 सीरीज. घर में कोई रिश्तेदार था, पूछा अच्छा बेटा क्या करता है? बड़े कंप्यूटर्स का काम करता है. फर्स्ट लॉन्ग बैटरी फोन, फर्स्ट ड्यूल सिम फोन, first phone for girls. We made bling, whether it's Swarovski.
Right.
So identifying the gap in the market, that what is the need, and then solving that problem. Life में हर आदमी सेट होता है. किसी को 6 महीने लगता है, किसी को साल लगता है, किसी को 1.5 साल लगता है, मगर सेट हर आदमी होता है.
A year ago, we started to wonder what would your career trajectory look like if you had access to the right learning elements, industry-relevant mentors, and a like-minded community. You could simply harness its power and accelerate your career. Welcome to Seekho. Sign up on the Seekho app, choose a domain, set a daily learning goal, and you, my friend, are all set. All you gotta do is complete your daily learning targets before the day ends and leave the rest upon us. Learn whatever you want in any format you want. Free for 5 minutes. Complete one of our micro series. How does it feel to spend your time productively for a change? Wondering how to crack a consulting role at the Big Four? Simply go ahead and attend a live workshop by one of our mentors. Have more time in hand? Well, we always have tons of recorded courses just for our learners. If your college or company is registered with us, you also get exclusive access to premium learning modules. Get learning reminders and never lose out on your chance to top the leaderboard. And if you ever want to feel good about yourself, you can always look at your past learning history and see a detailed view of how you've been spending time on Seekho. And don't get overwhelmed with so many learning modules. For our select members, we provide a well-structured calendar of events so that you can pick and choose what all you want to attend. One more thing, don't forget to get your skills verified. Most of our learning modules are attached with a quiz or a hands-on project that assesses your knowledge and shows you where you stand. If you manage to beat the test, you get a verified skill on your profile. Woohoo! We are proud of you! Need some extra motivation? You have a community of 25,000 plus members around you at all times. Discuss about Apple's new product or the most recent IPO. get answers to anything and everything. You've been a good student so far, hence, we're soon bringing to you our talent board to showcase our top learners to the recruiters. We've never really believed in resumes, and that's why it will always be about you and your intent to learn. Seekho has literally everything you've ever asked for. Download the app now.
Hey, this is to congratulate the entire Seekho team for the fundraise. I'm sure you're gonna impact a lot of lives just the way you're doing it right now.
In today, the world that we live in, everything is quick, it's fast.
You can think about where can you make the difference, what impact can you have, and then work on that.
Biggest mantra of these times is learn, unlearn, relearn.
And thanks to Seekho, they are making it possible.
It's an incredible group of people doing some incredible work for upskilling India.
What I love about Seekho is you have actually broken down learning into these tiny little tidbits. While they're small, are extremely meaningful and useful.
I actually Seekho'd a lot of things.
My best wishes, and I'm so glad that a platform such as this exists.
All the congrats in the world from the Beer Biceps team.
Hi, I'm Divya.
I'm Ajit.
And I'm Arihant.
We are the co-founders of Seekho. But what is Seekho?
So Seekho is a neo-career school that guides aspiring professionals like you to achieve their career goals.
Seekho supercharges your career with the right blend of learning, networking, and kick-ass jobs.
And tell us, what are the 3 things that you get with Seekho?
Well, firstly, you get industry gurus who teach and mentor you.
A professional community that increases your net worth.
And most of all, opportunities that will keep progressing you in your career.
Download the app
now.
Everybody feel it come around with round with round. Everybody feel it come around with round with round. Everybody feel it come around with round with round. Everybody feel it come around with round with round. Everybody round with round with round. Everybody in the park. 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 Everybody round and round and round. Everybody round and round and round. Everybody in the park. Everybody round and round and round. Everybody in the park. Everybody come around. Everybody in the park. Everybody round and round and round.
Thank you so much for being here,
No,
for joining
absolutely,
us.
absolutely. I hate giving ज्ञान मेरे से बिल्कुल नहीं दिया जाता. शुरू से ही एक दिमाग में था कि कुछ करना है. क्या करना है ये नहीं आइडिया था, बट कुछ करना है. मुझे नहीं मालूम था कि मैं मोबाइल फोन्स बनाऊंगा कभी लाइफ में. मैंने बोला कि आप मेरे को एक कंप्यूटर दिला दीजिए. बिकॉज ऑफ दैट कंप्यूटर आई स्टार्टेड डूइंग डिफरेंट प्रोग्रामिंग. वी वर वेरी हैप्पी. गया 300 करोड़. हमने नहीं सोचा था हम 100 करोड़ का बिजनेस साल का कभी करेंगे. आई स्टिल रिमेंबर एट दैट टाइम पे BMW केम टू इंडिया एंड आई बॉट अ BMW 3 सीरीज. घर में कोई रिश्तेदार था, पूछा अच्छा बेटा क्या करता है? बड़े कंप्यूटर्स का काम करता है. फर्स्ट लॉन्ग बैटरी फोन, फर्स्ट ड्यूल सिम फोन, first phone for girls. We made bling, whether it's Swarovski.
Right.
So identifying the gap in the market, that what is the need, and then solving that problem. Life में हर आदमी सेट होता है. किसी को 6 महीने लगता है, किसी को साल लगता है, किसी को 1.5 साल लगता है, मगर सेट हर आदमी होता है.
A year ago, we started to wonder what would your career trajectory look like if you had access to the right learning elements, industry-relevant mentors, and a like-minded community. You could simply harness its power and accelerate your career. Welcome to Seekho. Sign up on the Seekho app, choose a domain, set a daily learning goal, and you, my friend, are all set. All you gotta do is complete your daily learning targets before the day ends and leave the rest upon us. Learn whatever you want in any format you want. Free for 5 minutes. Complete one of our micro series. How does it feel to spend your time productively for a change? Wondering how to crack a consulting role at the Big Four? Simply go ahead and attend a live workshop by one of our mentors. Have more time in hand? Well, we always have tons of recorded courses just for our learners. If your college or company is registered with us, you also get exclusive access to premium learning modules. Get learning reminders and never lose out on your chance to top the leaderboard. And if you ever want to feel good about yourself, you can always look at your past learning history and see a detailed view of how you've been spending time on Seekho. And don't get overwhelmed with so many learning modules. For our select members, we provide a well-structured calendar of events so that you can pick and choose what all you want to attend. One more thing, don't forget to get your skills verified. Most of our learning modules are attached with a quiz or a hands-on project that assesses your knowledge and shows you where you stand. If you manage to beat the test, you get a verified skill on your profile. Woohoo! We are proud of you! Need some extra motivation? You have a community of 25,000 plus members around you at all times. Discuss about Apple's new product or the most recent IPO. Get answers to anything and everything. You've been a good student so far, hence, we're soon bringing to you our talent board to showcase our top learners to the recruiters. We've never really believed in resumes, and that's why it will always be about you and your intent to learn. Seekho has literally everything you've ever asked for. Download the app now.
Hey, this is to congratulate the entire Seekho team for the fundraise. I'm sure you're gonna impact a lot of lives just the way you're doing it right now.
In today, the world that we live in, everything is quick, it's fast.
You can think about where can you make the difference, what impact can you have, and then work on that.
Biggest mantra of these times is learn, unlearn, relearn.
And thanks to Seekho, they are making it possible.
It's an incredible group of people doing some incredible work for upskilling India.
What I love about Seekho is you have actually broken down learning into these tiny little tidbits. While they're small, are extremely meaningful and useful.
I actually Seekho'd a lot of things.
My best wishes, and I'm so glad that a platform such as this exists.
All the congrats in the world from the Beer Biceps team.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you India's first fun learning show with your favorite CEOs, influencers, and thought leaders, the SeekhoX.
Welcome to another amazing episode of SeekhoX. SeekhoX is the place where we call thought leaders, entrepreneurs, and the creators of our economy today and ask them the questions that you want answers to. Today, we have the man of the hour. We have the genius architect behind 2 startups that have changed the India startup ecosystem. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the one, the only, Rahul Sharma.
Thank you, Divya.
Please.
All right.
Hi. How are you feeling?
Good, superb, outstanding, and thanks for having me here.
Thank you so much for being here,
No,
for joining
absolutely,
us.
absolutely, my
How's
pleasure.
the Josh?
Super high.
Awesome. So thank you so much for being a part of this, of being a part of SeekhoX.
My pleasure.
SeekhoX is a platform, is a show where we call leaders like you, entrepreneurs, and share your journey. हमारे learners हैं, they are connected with us through our community. ये हमारे साथ live भी हैं, and they have a lot of questions from you. And we would love to know your journey. आपने इतनी बड़ी कंपनियां बनाई हैं, इसमें क्या challenges थे? And really, how do we take this and incorporate it in our lives? So, cannot wait to learn
No,
more.
so you've been using very heavy words like big and all companies and but I don't know whether we have done that or not. But what I can tell from our experience that how we started,
Right.
how was the journey and where we are today and where we want to go, so that उसमें से कुछ छोटी मोटी अगर learnings निकल जाती है, so I think that
Absolutely. I think करने से जो सीखते हैं is maybe the real learning, and वही है जो we want to capture today and in today's small show.
Sure. So before I start, I'd just like to, just quote unquote that I hate giving ज्ञान. ज्ञान मेरे से बिल्कुल नहीं दिया जाता. So जो भी relevant, real life, whatever, we see.
Got it.
So I think that is something, I would like to focus on. So basically our journey, in
Perfect.
reality, how it happened.
Makes sense.
So
So no gyan, no sikhawing, but just real experiences.
the real life experiences, what
Perfect.
happened, and because we all go through different real life experiences, and उससे हम क्या सीखते हैं, sometimes छोटी छोटी बातें भी ऐसी होती है जिसमें इतना डीप मीनिंग होता है जो आपको बाद में जाके रियलाइज होती है
कि ये क्यों
कि ये कैसे हुआ, क्या हुआ, या इन्होंने ऐसा क्यों बोला. लाइक इस चीज़ को मैं लास्ट में कनेक्ट करूँगा विद समथिंग. सो उससे पहले लेट मी जस्ट टेक यू थ्रू द माइक्रोमैक्स जर्नी कि हमने हाउ वी स्टार्टेड.
क्या आपने चालू कैसे किया, कहाँ से आए थे,
हाँ,
या व्हाट डिड यू स्टार्ट एज, पढ़ाई क्या की थी, या कैसे सोचा कि मेरे को बिजनेस बनाना है?
सो ऐसा कभी नहीं सोचा कि मुझे नहीं मालूम था कि मैं मोबाइल फ़ोन्स बनाऊंगा कभी लाइफ में. नेवर एवर थॉट समथिंग लाइक दिस. I come from a very middle class family. My father was a school teacher and he retired as a principal. Mother is a housewife, 3 sisters elder to me. So like a typical middle class background
yeah.
family. And so once I finished my engineering, क्योंकि middle class family में parents ऐसे होता है कि बेटा डॉक्टर बन जाओ या इंजीनियर बन जाओ. तो मेरे से बड़ी सिस्टर थी, उसको डॉक्टर बना दिया, मुझे इंजीनियर बना दिया. सो इतना ही पता था उनको भी.
राइट.
So after doing engineering, so dad said what next. So पता नहीं शुरू से ही एक दिमाग में था कि कुछ करना है. क्या करना है ये नहीं आइडिया था, बट कुछ करना है. सो मैंने कहा डैड आई विल डू समथिंग ऑफ माई ओन. तो एक चीज़ मैं मानता हूँ कि उस टाइम पे उन्होंने मेरे को मना नहीं किया, डिस्करेज नहीं किया. तो उन्होंने अच्छा क्या करना चाहते हो. मैंने बोला कि आप मेरे को एक कंप्यूटर दिला दीजिए. दिस आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट ईयर 98 99 टाइप्स. तो क्या करोगे कंप्यूटर. ऐसे आप कंप्यूटर दिला दीजिए, लेट्स सी. सो
.com बूम तब
हाँ, तो उस
नहीं
टाइम
आया
पे
था.
सो उस टाइम पे ये Y2K प्रॉब्लम्स और वो सब चल रहा था.
राइट
बिकॉज ये या सो एक कंप्यूटर दिला दिया. उसके बाद में मुझे आज भी याद है मैं एक बुक खरीद के लाया, लर्न VB इन 21 डेज.
VB is विजुअल बेसिक. राइट.
क्योंकि कंप्यूटर लिया तो घर वालों को भी दिखाना था, देखो हम कुछ पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं, ऐसे नहीं है कि गेम खेलने के लिए नहीं लिया है. सो अच्छा, वो बुक जो मेरा को फाउंडर जो आज भी मेरे साथ है, सुमित, जो कि काफ़ी कोडिंग करता है, वो मेरे से 4 दिन के बाद वो ले गया. क्योंकि मैंने उसमें एक प्रोग्राम बनाया हेलो वर्ल्ड. मैंने कहा हम तो बन गए प्रोग्रामर, हेलो वर्ल्ड लिख लिया, हो गई प्रोग्रामिंग. तो वो आया कह रहा भाई ये बुक. मैंने कहा हाँ ले जा कोई बात नहीं. सो एनीवे, सो दैट्स अ जोक.
आपका टेक को फाउंडर है.
या so so I'll always tell him कि तू मेरा बुक ले गया था इसलिए you're the one who is doing the programming. Anyway, so start किया, और because of that computer I we started doing different programming, and then slowly because of that went into e-commerce. उस टाइम पे .com boom जो था वो चल रहा था. So start doing a lot of B2B B2C work. और मैंने आपको ये पहले ये क्यों बताया कि मैंने वो कंप्यूटर खरीदा, क्योंकि हर चीज़ का एक ज़रिया होता है। अगर मैं वो कंप्यूटर नहीं खरीदता तो मैं इस सेगमेंट में, इस
Right.
इन सॉफ्टवेयर कंप्यूटर इसमें कभी एंट्री होती नहीं, बिकॉज आई डिड मैकेनिकल। सो
Right.
नॉर्मली तो जाना चाहिए था किसी ऑटोमोबाइल कंपनी, और समथिंग लाइक दैट। सो ये करते करते B2B B2C क्या, अच्छा वो .com बस्ट हो गया, वो तो हमने कहा ये तो इट्स अ वेरी फास्ट मूविंग इंडस्ट्री, अब क्या करें, तो वी मूव्ड इनटू एम्बेडेड टेक्नोलॉजी। एम्बेडेड के अंदर वी स्टार्टेड वर्किंग अ लॉट इन डिफरेंट आर्किटेक्चर्स, पावर PC, ARM and all, and then that also started going down. So then we realized that this is a very dynamic industry. You have
Right.
to always
Keep
keep
changing, keep
changing. Yeah, so
evolving.
every 6 months keep on doing something new. uh, and that time, since we were doing embedded technology, Nokia in India was looking for a distributor partner to do something with their machine-to-machine device, M2M business,
Right.
because mobile phones उस time पे उनका HCL distributor था,
Right.
and HCL was doing massive business. So that machine-to-machine business, उन्होंने आके हमको दिखाया कि देखिए ये GSM इंजन है, आप इसमें कुछ कर सकते हैं क्या? So they were looking not a box mover, they were looking for someone who can do a value add to the product.
To the actual product
Yeah.
to make it better.
So we took that engine and we said, okay, yes. So we connected that engine because हमारा background था embedded technology और softwares का. So we started, writing device drivers and all those sort of things. धीरे 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 वो business थोड़ा सा बड़ा होता गया, 1 साल लगा, 2 साल लगे. And slowly that business started becoming a little better, for them and for us. One day, I still remember there was a Finnish guy in Nokia.
Okay.
I was just sitting with him. He showed me a big box. So I said, his name was Henry. I said, Henry, what is this? Henry said, this is a wireless terminal. So I said, functions? He said, functions is, we made something. In Europe, there's a lot of snow, cold weather. So if you can't get a fixed landline, we will put something like this. इसमें हम सिम कार्ड इंसर्ट करते हैं और इसके साथ में हम लैंडलाइन का फ़ोन कनेक्ट कर देते हैं. तो ये आपका फिक्स लाइन बन गया, क्योंकि फिक्स लाइन डाल नहीं सकते वहाँ पे.
Wow.
So said, okay. So he said, can we do something with this in India? I said, I have no idea, because our weather is not as such that we get.
कि आपको snow
Yeah,
चाहिए.
yeah. But I said, okay, let us try. So we took that box, and since we had a background of embedded technology and all, so started writing device drivers and connected that with a payphone machine. So उस टाइम पे आप देखते हैं वो STD, ISD,
Yeah,
payphone
yeah,
बूथ जो आते
yeah.
थे. So हमने वो बॉक्स लिया और हम वो बॉक्स लेके with that connectivity to the payphone machines, we went to Airtel. हमने कहा now you can also make a payphone. उस टाइम पे payphones जो थे सिर्फ MTNL और BSNL कर
Yes.
सकता है, because it was
Oh
all on
my
copper lines.
God.
It
Oh
was
my
all on
God.
copper lines.
Yes.
So the whole revenue was going there. So Airtel said, okay, this is nice. Let's install this. And we started, putting out these payphones for. उस टाइम पे अगर आप देखो Airtel payphones और
हर जगह.
Vodafone payphones जो थे, वो they were all powered on the back end by by this equipment, by us. So it started working well. The business started growing. So we were a very Delhi-based company now, but because of this, Airtel was having a pan-India footprint.
तो आपका भी उसके साथ
हाँ, तो
साथ.
उन्होंने हमको बोला, अच्छा अब केरला में दीजिए, अब आप यूपी में दीजिए, अब आप बिहार में दीजिए, अब बंगाल में दीजिए, सब जगह. सो वी स्टार्टेड लर्निंग अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स. हमको हम पैन इंडिया कैसे करना है. उस टाइम पे हमको ये भी नहीं मिला था सेल टैक्स. आज तो GST है, उस टाइम पे सेल टैक्स नंबर लेना पड़ता था.
Right.
सो वो
Right,
कैसे लेते
कैसे
हैं,
हर
हाँ,
state का अलग
अकाउंट्स के अंदर
होएगा.
अकाउंट्स के लोग रखे. सो धीरे 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 वी स्टार्टेड लर्निंग. एंड द बिजनेस, आई स्टिल रिमेंबर, स्टार्टेड ग्रोइंग फ्रॉम, लेट्स से हम लोग उस टाइम पे कुछ 3 crores पर एनम करते थे. वो धीरे धीरे करते 2
What
साल
year
में.
is this?
Again, this was 2003, 2004.
Wow.
And the business started growing too, and it became, and it went up to 100 crores per year. So, and we were very happy.
Wow.
हमने कहा यार 300 crore, हमने नहीं सोचा था हम 100 crore का business साल का कभी करेंगे. And things were going fine. And one fine day, again, that same guy, the Finnish guy,
Henry.
he called me. He said, Rahul, I have a good news and bad news for you. So I said, Henry. So he said, come over to my home. So I said, okay. मैं evening में घर पे गया उसके. I said, Henry. So he said, what do you like to hear first, a good news or a bad news? I said, okay, give me a bad news. He said, bad news is that as Nokia, we have stopped making these terminals now. So this business is no more. I said, we are doing so well, and He said, it's not my decision, it's a global decision. So we will
can't
not,
help it.
yeah. So I said, then what is good news? He said, the good news is that as Nokia, we are coming in car accessories business and we want you to distribute that. I said, no, we don't have interest in distributing car accessories. So I went back. Again, our old background. Why? Again, you know, every time I'm you know, telling you that हमने जो पहले किया था, जो भी सीखा था, वो सब हमारे काम आ रहा था. तो उस टाइम पे नहीं आया, but जो 5 साल पहले किया था, वो अब हम, you know, we were, yeah. So we said, अच्छा, I sat with my other, you know, co-founders. I said, boss, Nokia is no more. So we made our own equipment because the technology was there with us. Stamped Micromax.
Wow.
And then went back to Airtel and said, boss,
this is
Nokia is no more. This is would you like to use, you know, use something like this? So they said, up in, you know, up in our north, there is a shrine, Vaishno Devi, up in the hills, which is 24 hours. You know, there is traffic. So they said, अच्छा आप एक काम कीजिए, वहाँ पे लगा दीजिए. अगर वहाँ पे चल जाएगा तो सब जगह चल जाएगा.
और वहाँ पे चल जाएगा तो हम ले लेंगे.
हाँ, तो हमने वहाँ पे वो 20 पेफोन उनके लगा दिए. And those 20 payphones worked fantastically well for them. So they said, okay, now we are giving you a pan-India contract. And that's how they gave us pan-India, and we started doing reasonably okay. So business, you know, from 100 crores grew to, I think, 300 crores per annum. And I still remember at that time पे BMW came to India and I bought a BMW 3 Series. तो पहली बार मेरे घर वालों को लगा कि अच्छा हमारा लड़का कुछ काम कर रहा है.
कुछ एक्चुअली काम कर रहा है, ये नहीं है कि
हाँ, अदरवाइज उनको सी माय डैड वाज अ संस्कृत टीचर. तो मैं अगर वो पूछते बेटा क्या कर रहे हो तो मैं बताता था जी वी आर डूइंग फिक्स्ड वायरलेस फोन,
एम्बेडेड टेक्नोलॉजी,
एम्बेडेड. उनको कुछ समझ नहीं आता. घर में कोई रिश्तेदार आता पूछा अच्छा बेटा क्या करता है, बेटा कंप्यूटर्स का काम करता है. So that's how, you know, we were moving year by year.
So let me just pause here. So at this point now you've got this network and you've actually taken Nokia out of the equation, and Micromax has now become the hardware producer and provider, which is...
So it was all B2B business.
Right.
So B2C business हमको आता नहीं था, कभी जिंदगी में किया नहीं था, कहीं पे ऐसा भी नहीं था, कहीं पे जॉब करके सीखा उस टाइम पे. It was so one fine day I got a call from a very senior guy from Airtel and he said, Rahul, there's a problem in a machine and can you go and fix it? So तब तक थोड़ा साइज रीजनेबल हो गया था, मैन पावर रख ली थी हमने कहा मैं हम किसी इंजीनियर को भेज देते हैं. नो इट्स अ सीनियर लेवल एस्केलेशन, कैन यू गो योरसेल्फ? आई सेड ओके. सो आई, you know, it was a problem up in Bengal near Bangladesh border. So took a plane from Delhi, landed in Kolkata, took a cab, 5 hours drive, saw that problem, fixed it.
To fix a payphone.
Yeah.
For a...
So जो भी problem आ रही थी, I fixed that, and then I was coming back to Kolkata. It was a 5 hours journey, and you know, on the way there was I saw this village where there was no electricity, but there was a Airtel payphone, and I realized if it's a Airtel payphone, they must be using our machine only.
Right.
And since we were not making phones, I went there inside and I said, भैया, ये how are you?
Electricity कहाँ से आ रही है?
हाँ, मतलब ये कैसे चला रहे हो? Electricity तो है ही नहीं गाँव में. So he showed me a big truck battery. He said, साहब यहाँ से power लेते हैं. I said, this is fine, but as I said, we were not making phones, so I was using our Nokia phone.
Right.
I said, there's no signal here because it's a weak signal area. So how do you draw signals? He showed me a big 20 dB gain antenna with some 30 meters of wire mounted on a pole on his terrace, like a typical Indian jugaad.
Yeah, jugaad.
He said, sir, यहाँ से हम signals लेते हैं. I got more intrigued. I said, nice. But how do you charge this battery? बिजली तो है नहीं गाँव में. He said, साहब 11 किलोमीटर away, there is a village. I lug this on my bicycle. रात को जाता हूँ, चार्ज करता हूँ, सुबह आ जाता हूँ. I said, how much money do you make? He said, 2,500-3,000 हज़ार रुपये बना लेते हैं. Now, they were in a village where there is no electricity. This means no entertainment. There is nothing, no TV. 2,500-3,000 rupees is a big amount of money. And similarly, when I was, roaming around in interiors of Bihar, I saw people with different chargers, and on top of it was written, pay 25 rupees to charge your phone. Because उस टाइम पे Motorola का अलग पिन, Nokia का अलग पिन, Samsung का अलग पिन,
and electricity
किसी घर में थी नहीं. So लोग बैटरी लगाते थे उसके ऊपर और वो चार्ज लगाते, 25 रुपए आपका फोन चार्ज करने के लिए. बिजनेस था. So I came back to Delhi and I sat with our co-founder. I said, guys, I think we should start making phones. So initial reaction, for everyone,
right?
Whosoever, they said, are you mad? Who's going to fight these giants? Because any country you will go, you will see these 4 multinationals.
Exactly.
You know, Nokia, Samsung, Sony Ericsson those days, Motorola. So who's going to fight these giants? From where the resources will come?
Right.
And eventually ऐसा लगता है कि they will kill you. So I said, guys, this is not the case. They are making food with a different flavor in their own country. Our
Right.
flavor is very different.
Very
People
different.
in India want something with their own needs and requirements. There's a gap. So after a lot of internal, जैसे कहते हैं ना, convincing, और तो मेरे को उन्होंने बोला अच्छा कि एक काम कर, 10,000 फ़ोन बना ले, अगर बिक जाते हैं तो ठीक है, कुछ कर दे, अदरवाइज वी आर हैप्पी वॉट एवर वी आर डूइंग. आई सेड ओके.
100 करोड़ की कंपनी है,
हाँ, मतलब ठीक
BMW
चल
आ
रहा है.
गई
हाँ,
है, ठीक
मतलब
चल रहा है,
हाँ,
let's
ठीक
hear
है.
it.
ये व्हाई डू यू वांट टू
Right.
unnecessary take पंगा.
Right.
ठीक है. So that's how the first Micromax phone with a 30 days of battery life was born.
Wow.
Because we said this is the requirement of the market. Nobody is looking into something like this. And ऐसा नहीं कि हमने कुछ नई चीज़ innovate करी हो. It was just understanding of the market. I sat with our engineer. I said, look guys, we need to do something like this. Normal phones take 7 to 8 milliamperes per second as current. We reduced that to 2 to 3 milliamperes. Increased the battery from 800 mAh to 1800 mAh. Kept the same form factor, and the standby time became 30 days. And then the real problem started, because we made the phone, but we don't know how to distribute it. So we went back to the distributors of Nokia and all the big boys. We said, guys, we also make phones. So पहले तो ऐसे देखा उन्होंने हमारे तरफ, ये कौन, आप कौन?
But you were actually talking about make in India.
Yeah.
And made for India before it actually became fashionable, right? I think we are looking at the Indian demographics, but at that point of time, I think no one was really thinking about Indian as a consumer market.
People, the perception was that these things only multinationals can do.
Right.
Like making a phone, as I said, मतलब अब मैंने भी इंजीनियरिंग जब कर रहा था तब नहीं सोचा था, मेरी फैमिली में भी किसी नहीं सोचा था कि हम फ़ोन बनाएंगे. Very clearly.
तो डर लगा like when you were doing this?
उस टाइम पे डर नहीं लगा. उस टाइम डर इसलिए नहीं लगा बिकॉज खोने के लिए कुछ नहीं था.
कुछ नहीं था. It's a challenger mindset versus the winner
हाँ,
mindset.
उस टाइम पे खोने के लिए कुछ है नहीं. अपना जो है बिल्कुल एक टिपिकल मिडिल क्लास फैमिली से आए हैं, तो इट्स लाइक
और 10,000 फोन है, चल गया तो ठीक
हाँ,
है.
बाकी तो ठीक है, लाइफ चली रही है.
Right.
क्योंकि उस टाइम ये एम्बिशन नहीं थी कि अच्छा ये भी खरीदना है, ये भी लेना है, वो सब उतना पता नहीं था.
राइट.
सो उतना पता नहीं था का मतलब ये है कि जो माइंड है इतना क्लटर्ड नहीं था. सी जो माइंड जो क्लटर हो जाता है ना.
राइट.
सो आई विल टॉक ऑन क्लटर्ड माइंड लेटर ऑन. सो दिस स्टार्टेड हैपनिंग एंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर के पास गए, तो डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर ने अब नोकिया, सपोज करो नोकिया का जो दिल्ली का डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर था वो 400 करोड़ का उसका साल का रेवेन्यू था. हम लोग सब कुछ करके भी वो डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर, दिल्ली का डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर हमसे बड़ा था. इमेजिन पैन इंडिया.
राइट.
सो ही जस्ट ऑफर्ड अस अ कप ऑफ कॉफी. बोला सर विल बी फ्रेंड्स बट वी कांट डू दिस. सो हमने कहा डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कैसे करें, डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर तो चाहिए. सो वी वेंट बैक टू आवर ओल्ड डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स जो कि फिक्स वायरलेस फ़ोन और टर्मिनल्स जो हमारे बेच रहे थे और पैसे बना रहे थे. हमने कहा बस नाउ वी ऑल्सो मेक दिस, वुड यू लाइक टू सेल. मैं बोला साहब रख दीजिए, अगर बिक जाएगा तो देख लेते.
राइट.
They put them on their shelf, and in 10 days, all the 10,000 stock, they were polished off.
Wow.
Only word of mouth, nothing else.
Wow.
Only word of mouth, because we never had money to market.
Right.
जब डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर नहीं मिला तो मार्केटिंग के तो सोचो, पैसे ही नहीं, मतलब मार्केटिंग करनी आती है नहीं आती वो अलग बात
तो
है, पैसे ही नहीं थे.
आजकल जो ये प्रोडक्ट मार्केट फिट
हाँ
बोलते हैं,
हाँ.
that is literally 10,000 फोन 10 दिन
हाँ.
में.
So now I'll tell you why. Because that was a problem in the hinterland of this country. बिजली आती नहीं थी, आपको फ़ोन चार्जर करने थे, चार्ज करने, क्योंकि उस टाइम पे छोटी छोटी बैटरी के
Right.
फ़ोन आते थे. बिजली थी नहीं तो चार्ज करें कैसे. वी जस्ट मेड दिस फोन with a long battery life. It solved their problem. So there was a huge
Right.
gap in the market.
Right.
And I'll give you a real life example. I was, sitting in the morning with my parents, and I was sipping tea. सुबह 6 बजे उठ के मैं उनके साथ चाय पीता हूँ एक every day. So my mom was going with her friends to some vacation. तो वो अपना बैग पैक कर रही थी, तो मेरे डैड को बोल रहे मेरा चार्जर देना एक बार.
Right.
So my dad said, अरे 5 दिन के लिए तो जा रही हो, चार्जर किस लिए चाहिए. And I was just sitting there listening to them. This was the consumer mindset which was changing.
Right.
Because हमको मालूम है कि फ़ोन चलेगा तो चार्जर का ज़रूरत नहीं है. Now imagine if they're using something like this, it is very difficult for them to to move on to something else
Right.
which will not give them the same experience.
Exactly.
Right? So if you have to change the market, you always make a product which is equal or better than the current product whosoever is using.
Right.
So that thing worked, that long battery life worked very well for us. So we started selling phone, it's okay. One day I saw my cook at my home using 3 SIM cards.
Okay.
3 SIM कार्ड और कुक. मैंने बोला यार ये किस लिए? सो ये उस टाइम की बात है जब नए नए लाइसेंस आए थे, वो यूनिनॉर, वीडियोकॉन, ये सब ऑल दे बिकेम. सो नए नए प्लान्स आते थे. सो कहता भैया जी एक लोकल कॉल के लिए, आई सेड दूसरा, कहता दूसरा गांव बात करने के लिए. मैंने कहा तीसरा, बोला तीसरा में इनकमिंग फ्री है इसलिए हमने फेंका नहीं. सो आई वेंट बैक टू आवर टीम, आई सेड गाइस लेट्स मेक अ ड्यूल सिम फोन. नाउ दे सेड बॉस, उस टाइम पे जो लोग सोचते थे ये थे कि 2 फोन rich people use. Right? I said this is not the consumer truth. This is just we are is
हमें ऐसे
our
लगता है.
yeah.
Right.
हमें लगता है but ऐसा है नहीं. So again after a lot of internal fight, we made the first dual SIM phone using a single baseband. So this means controlling the cost and 2 SIM cards talking to the cell tower at the same time. And I still remember I showcased that phone to our distributors in Hyderabad, and everybody stood up and started clapping. He said, "Sir, aap stock de dijiye." And that's how the dual SIM wave started in this country. And we, as I said, we started selling 10,000 phones a month, and then this is how the dual SIM happened. And then slowly we picked up pace, and at the peak when we were selling, when Micromax became Micromax after all this. We were selling like 3 million plus phones every month.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's how this this whole thing started. So the secret sauce was we were close to the customer, identifying the gaps in the market and making phones around that. We were never following the competition.
उन्होंने बोला है या इन्होंने flat screen किया है.
So that's what I call a honey trap. Honey trap is whenever you see a competitor's product and you say, okay, I can make a better product.
Right.
And I will just do this increment. That will never work. आप प्राइसिंग के ऊपर उसको कभी नहीं, you can never win that war. For example, if a Nokia Color FM phone is 1,700 rupees and you say, okay, mine is 1,400, you can never win that war.
क्योंकि वो next time और कम कर देगा.
Yeah, so because pricing पे you can never win a war. You have to solve a problem.
Right.
If you're solving a problem, then the consumer will come.
Right.
And will embrace your product. We said, okay, we will never follow the roadmap of all these multinationals. We will cook our own food with our own flavor. So first long battery phone, first dual SIM phone, first phone for girls. We made bling, whether it's Swarovski, that phone with that twinkle khanna ad, that became a rage, in the country. So we could have, priced that phone at 10,000 rupees also, but we said no, 5,500 rupees is the price. And we sold in millions and millions. Nobody was making phones for girls in this country. Can you imagine? Only one phone at that time. Motorola was making a Dolce & Gabbana phone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that phone was
No, I remember. I think at that point of time, women weren't supposed to be the TG, right? Like
but that was a wrong perception.
That was the wrong perception.
So, we made phone for girls. We made a phone with Bluetooth inside the phone. Multiple innovations we did, and that's how we took the market share. From the multinationals. So that's in short the
so concentrating story. So basically concentrating on really customer need and building for that versus trying to copy someone.
So identifying the gap in the market, that what is the need, and then solving that problem.
Fair. Thank you so much. I think that has been fantastic. I think so many times हम एक business plan बना के लेके आते हैं and then we think कि अच्छा ये business plan से business बनेगा. But I think at some level you forget कि actually need क्या है and क्या market को चाहिए. And if you can actually provide for that, I think that's possibly a better way.
Yeah, absolutely. So you have to be real, right? And when I say real means try to understand the gaps in the market and go. So for example, when I say real means when we were making these phones, so everybody, see all the bankers used to come.
Right.
हम लोग उनसे बैंक लिमिट्स और वो सब लेते थे. तो बैंक जब भी बैंकर की टीम आती है उसमें एक रिस्क का आदमी आता है जो कि एक रिस्क एनालिस्ट होता है. सो बोलता है सर रिस्क क्या है, बिकॉज रिपोर्ट में लिखना होता है कि रिस्क क्या है. सो देखिए रिस्क यही हो सकता है कि आपकी इनोवेशन खत्म हो जाए और कंपटीशन आपको कॉपी कर ले.
Right.
क्योंकि हमने पहला लॉन्ग बैटरी फोन बनाया, बोला सर इसमें क्या है, ये तो नोकिया भी बना लेगा या कोई भी बना लेगा. फिर ड्यूल सिम फोन बनाया तो जी ये तो कोई भी बना लेगा. बट those people, for example, Nokia was number one, or they were in their own zone at that time.
Right.
They never thought that we are a competition.
Right.
Or all the big boys.
Right.
So we said, हाँ बना लेंगे, but by the time they will come up with something, we will, we'll make something else.
Right.
They will do something, we will make something else, because you have to keep on,
innovating
absolutely.
and
because
keep
the moment you
changing.
stop,
Right.
and this is valid for every industry.
Right.
The moment you stop that innovation, it
Right.
could be in automobiles, it could be electronics, it could be anything. मैं बोल रहा हूँ, आप मैट्रेस की इंडस्ट्री भी ले लो.
Right. आपको you have to keep coming back and make sure. And a lot of times हम लोग बोलते हैं अच्छा हमने बना दिया, this is the best product, and then you stop, but you honestly can't in today's
Somebody
stage.
will come and will make a better product and take the market away. So you have to keep on innovating. So as I said, the secret sauce was we were coming up with
newer and newer and
identifying
newer
the gaps.
features.
So वो gaps भी कैसे मिलते थे आपको? So I used to go to the retail shops every month,
Right.
take off my jacket, roll up my sleeves and act as a salesman.
Really?
मैं उस टाइम में फ़ोन बेचता था, नोकिया, सैमसंग, जो भी कस्टमर आता था.
Right.
So मेरे को सिर्फ ये समझना होता था कि ये इसके दिमाग में क्या चल रहा है, इसको चाहिए क्या.
Right.
So फॉर एग्जांपल एक दिन एक कस्टमर आया, उसने बोला सर मेरे को फ़ोन चाहिए जिसमें कॉल रिकॉर्डिंग फीचर.
Okay.
उनका क्या बजट है आपका? बोला सर 3,000 रुपये, 4,000 रुपये. मैंने कहा अच्छा पहले मैं कहा बुकी वुकी तो नहीं है, कॉल रिकॉर्डिंग फीचर क्यों मांग रहा है? सो देन आई सेड आप क्या करते हो? बोला सर मैं पेंटर हूँ. मैं कहा कॉल रिकॉर्डिंग का फीचर क्यों चाहिए? बोला सर सुबह सुबह फ़ोन करते हैं, किसी से बात होती है काम की, तो वो लोग बोलते हैं कि शाम को 200 रुपये देंगे, शाम को 150 रुपये देते हैं. मैं रिकॉर्ड करना चाहता हूँ कि आपने बोला था 200, आपने 200.
Oh my God.
सो आई सेड फाइन. एंड सो और कुछ बोला नहीं सर, कई बार कोई फ़ोन नंबर लिखवाते हैं हमको, तो हमारे पास कुछ पेन वेन का भी होता नहीं, तो हम उसी के अंदर रिकॉर्ड कर लें. आई सेड दिस इज़ फाइन. आई वेंट बैक टू माई टीम. आई सेड गाइस कैन वी डू अ कॉल रिकॉर्डिंग फीचर? And they said, yeah, we can do it. And it was a software feature. This means no incremental cost.
Right.
No hardware.
Right.
No zero cost.
Right.
Incremental feature. We just enabled that feature in
Right.
in our phones, and we made with tons and tons of phones with call recording features. So,
Wow.
So you just need to know what exactly the consumer is looking for.
And then actually introduce that versus saying कि Germany में उन्होंने ये किया है तो हम ये इसको
absolutely.
introduce
See, because the
करेंगे.
demographics of our country is very different. India is not one country. India is multiple countries.
Right.
It-
Coming together.
Absolutely,
And
you have different languages, different different flavor. From north to south to east. So
that is so much opportunity, right? Like so a country like India में आप इतना कुछ कर सकते हो अगर आप actually Indian need के लिए cater करो, right? So not just phones. I think
massive.
You've tell me about Revolt and how did you come up with that idea and how has that journey been?
So Revolt again has been, it has come up because of the identification of those gaps in the market.
Right.
So for example, one very personal reason.
Right.
Because we have a small daughter, and Delhi was becoming so much of pollution.
Right.
We hear
Yeah.
like so. From top 20 most polluted cities in this country, 16 तो इंडिया में है, and which is not something we should be proud
of. Yeah.
So I said यार ये ऐसे शहर में हम छोटे बच्चे जो हैं वो कैसे
बड़े
होंगे. तो चलो आई हैव अ होम इन अ डिफरेंट, मेरे पास केरला में एक जगह है, तो अभी हमने कहा चलो हम वहाँ पे रहते हैं, बट जिसके पास ऑप्शन नहीं है वो क्या करेगा.
Right.
So that was the reason. Then I studied कि सबसे बड़ा pollution का reason क्या है, and the reason actually was in a state like Delhi is two-wheelers.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
in terms
wow.
of automobile, so हमको लगता है कि trucks करते हैं and all.
Right.
But it is the two-wheelers which contribute.
Wow. And इतने सारे two-wheelers हैं, and I think especially delivery vehicles, e-commerce is all pushing
so
this.
that was the reason. I said that now we have to do something as an impact project. And contribute towards the society as well, and so that was the germination of seed for Revolt, and that's how we started Revolt as an
Wow.
electric bike company.
Wow. And so how EV is it very different? Like आप mobiles कर रहे हैं, suddenly you are doing an electric vehicle. So is there synergy जो आपने वहाँ पे किया था versus here? Is it completely different?
So this is something. फॉर एग्जाम्पल ये आपने किसी बड़े बिजनेस हाउस से पहले नहीं पूछा होगा. उसका रीज़न वो लोग वो सॉल्ट भी बनाते हैं.
Right.
Right. And then they make automobiles also.
Right.
then they make threads also.
Right.
It's all very different.
Right.
So see, end of the day, you just in any business, you just need to solve a problem.
Right.
Of course, Revolt is an extension for what exactly we were doing, because if you see, the electric vehicle is nothing but this is a smartphone on wheels.
Exactly.
Because
I was going to say, it's almost like, in a way, EVs is like Tesla, what did for cars, or you're putting a software in it, which is upgrading
because
itself.
in any ICE vehicle or in the biggest piece of art is an engine.
Right.
So अगर आपने engine ही बाहर निकाल दिया तो क्या बचा उसमें, right? So, and that engine is now been replaced by battery, BMS, MCU, ECU. It's all embedded technology. It's all software. So all the future vehicles are going to be connected, are going to be smart. So it is very, very relevant than what exactly we have been doing. So for example, battery. We've been dealing with lithium ion for our phones in the last 50 years. So all these things comes naturally to us.
Oh, fantastic. And would love to talk about, and I want to go back to the cluttered mind that we spoke about, but I want to talk about building this brand, right? Even with Micromax, it was the darling of India, right? Sabko lagta tha ye apna phone hai. I think similarly with Revolt, you've made it cool. When you see Revolt, it's got different sounds, it's got the 2 arrows. So I think there's a lot of marketing and a little bit of that marketing genius in that. How do you think about brand building? Or is there a secret sauce, or
No,
what is like brand kaise banate hain?
So again, Divya, as I said, we never learned marketing or this is all on the go. But as I said, we just kept it very, very real. The whole idea. See, sometimes, as I said, we complicate or overcomplicate things ourselves.
Right.
When I was saying complicate, cluttered mind and all, cluttered, मैं उसका एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ. मेरे एक दोस्त थे, तो हम लोग कहीं पे वेकेशन पे गए हुए थे. वो 3 दिन के लिए वो 3 से 4 बैग लेकर आए हुए थे. राइट? मेरा एक छोटा सा बैग था. तो मैंने बोला, यार तू 3-4 बैग क्यों लाया? यार समझ नहीं आ रहा था कि ये भी सोच रहा, ये भी पहन लूँ, फिर रख से ये भी डाल लूँ, फिर ये भी शूज़ रख लिए, फिर ये भी कर लिया, एंड ऑल द सॉर्ट ऑफ थिंग्स. एंड तो बोला, यार तेरा बड़ा छोटा बैग है. मैंने कहा, मैं तो एक इवनिंग के लिए, एक कल आफ्टरनून के लिए, फिर इवनिंग, और उसके बाद फ्लाइट से घर चले जाना है. So basically, then he himself came with this, with this whole theory. He said, "Boss, this is what is called a cluttered mind." Because मेरे दिमाग में confused था कि ये भी कर लूँगा, ये भी कर लूँगा, and for you it was very clear कि हाँ, this, it is very simple.
Right.
क्योंकि ज़रूरत उसको भी नहीं थी इतने सारी चीज़ों
की.
Right? अगर हम अपनी ज़िंदगी को देखें, when we growing up, इतनी सारी चीज़ें ना हमें मालूम होती है, ना हमें लगता है कि कभी चाहिए भी नहीं होती है, but then we start
building it.
हाँ, so then all this then फिर हमको सभी कुछ
चाहिए. Just reduce options. I mean,
absolutely. So don't have a cluttered mind. Be very, very simple. अच्छा, इसके examples भी बहुत हैं. There are people let's say down in valley, all those business guys जो कि बोलते हैं कि हाँ, हमने यही टी-शर्ट ली हुई है, यही पहनते हैं, इसी के 5 हैं. उसका रीज़न यही है, सुबह आप आधा घंटा लगा रहे हो कि यार आज ये शर्ट डालनी है या ये टी-शर्ट डालनी है,
फिर खरीदने के लिए
absolutely. Then you're very clear कि I don't want to waste time into something like this. It's very simple and clear. So coming back to your point, in terms of marketing also, you have to be very, very clear that what is the message, what is that crack in your product which you want to convey to the consumer.
Right.
If it is something like, for example, why we got Hugh Jackman.
Right.
Because at that time when we started from the rural of this country.
Right. तो Indian brand थी.
हाँ, so Indian brand था जो नीचे से ऊपर जा रहे थे.
Right.
It is always difficult to go from bottom to top in terms of your branding. Branding में आप ऊपर से नीचे आराम से आ सकते हो.
Absolutely.
Like आज Mercedes को एक 10 लाख रुपए की कार बेचनी हो, आराम से बेच सकता है. Everybody will rush work, right?
Yeah.
But आज मारुति को एक 50 लाख रुपए की एक कार बेचनी है, it is tough. I'm not saying they can't do it, but it is tough.
Right.
So similarly, when we were making, so we were doing good volumes, but then people were saying, okay, this is, in terms of their branding Apple was at some in a different space. So we wanted to capture those high-end audiences also. So हमने कहा ये कैसे करें? And that is how we said that we need to change the tonality of the brand.
Perception. It
हाँ.
needs to be more aspirational.
Aspirational. So aspirational. So when we got Hugh Jackman now, and why we zeroed down on him, because then he was a great star, absolutely, wonderful human
He
being.
was your favorite actor.
So it's no, that was not the bias, because but I was showing that to a lot of Micromax users,
Right.
and half of those people they, didn't recognize कि कौन है क्या है, and then I went to the Apple users and everybody said yes, he's
ठीक है.
Hugh Jack, and that's why we said we need this guy.
Wow.
Yeah. And
So aim for a little bit higher, or
no, absolutely, because see, every brand
right,
in terms of marketing has a tonality.
right,
So when I say a tonality means a Sprite will have a different tonality,
right,
because that's how they have.
yeah,
A Nike will have a different tonality.
right,
Even a Pataka Bidi will have a different tonality. I mean,
Right.
because you know that when you are walking or going on a highway, you will see those hoardings of
Right,
that,
right.
right? So uska customer alag hai, uske tonality alag hai, and they are actually talking to their customers. So you need to, in terms of marketing, you need to understand what is the tonality of your brand you want to set out. So for example, why I'm giving all these names, see, Sprite is quirky,
right,
right? For example, Virgin Mobile, if you remember those ads, they were very edgy, very
Right,
in your face,
right.
and that's how they wanted to differentiate themselves from the Vodafones and Airtels and
Right.
ideas of
And
the.
also like you need to be polarizing maybe कि कुछ लोग आपसे relate करें और कुछ लोग शायद नहीं करें.
Which is fine.
Which is fine.
But on the marketing, you have to be very clear. See, marketing always is 50% of it works, 50% doesn't work. You don't know which 50
Which
will
is
work
gonna
and
work.
which is
Really?
not going to. Absolutely,
Really?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. अगर कोई marketing आपको बोलता है कि नहीं 100% is going to work,
So-
I don't think so. That's right.
So I think is there a lot of experimentation जो आपको करना पड़ता है to come to.
You need to be very clear in your head that what is it as a tonality you want to set it out for your. So for example, if you're making an example as an आप अगर inverter बना रहे हो, आपको मालूम होना चाहिए कि who is my target audience, और मैं उनसे किस भाषा में बात करूंगा और उनको वो मेरी समझ में आएगी या नहीं आएगी.
तो और ये फाउंडर से आती है. इज दिस द जॉब ऑफ अ सीईओ? इज दिस द जॉब ऑफ मार्केटिंग एजेंसी? ये कंपनी डिसाइड करती है.
So the thought process starts flowing from
Right.
the founder.
Right. So I
Right.
think as an entrepreneur,
Yeah. So you should be very very clear that exactly what is it that you want to set out.
Right, because there'll be so many options. आप ये भी कर सकते हो, लड़कियों के लिए भी कर सकते हो. It can be aspirational,
Absolutely.
etc. So you need to, I think, somehow draw the box and put that in.
Yeah.
So wow, I mean, I love that you've done that with Micromax and now, of course, with Revolt. That has been brilliant.
No, thank you.
And really, I think this has been invaluable lessons that we've got from this journey. Rahul, I have 3 of our learners who are joining us, and इनके पास कुछ questions हैं. They'd love to ask you.
No, absolutely happy. Hi guys.
Hi, Sanket, welcome. I love the floor to you. आप पूछिए, what would you like to ask us?
Hello, sir. I'm Sanket Mati. I really enjoy how you started a business out of scratch. So I want to ask a question. How do I know it's time to quit the job and to start a new business or a new entrepreneurship unit? Please guide us on that.
So there is no set method of understanding this, संकेत. जिस दिन यहाँ से आवाज़ आएगा ना तुम्हारे, उस दिन तुम अपने आप छोड़ के और अपने आप स्टार्ट कर लोगे उसको. जब तुमको लगेगा कि यार ये दिस इज़ माई कॉलिंग एंड दिस इज़ वॉट आई नीड टू डू, राइट? सो देर इज़ नो राइट टाइम एंड और अ रॉन्ग टाइम एंड देर इज़ नो एज लिमिट टू दैट, राइट? जिस दिन बस यहाँ से आ जाएगा कि हाँ यार दिस इज समथिंग आई थिंक आई कैन सॉल्व दिस एंड दिस इज़ अ ग्रेट गैप इन द मार्केट, यू विल ऑटोमेटिकली आप उसकी तरफ खींचते चले जाओगे.
Thank you so much, Sanket, for joining us. Hi, Muskan. Would love for you to ask us your question.
Hello, ma'am. Hello, sir. I am Muskan. I was actually asking. I want to start up, but I fear rejection. So how do I get over my rejection and fear of failure?
That's a very good question actually, because most of the people fear this. They they have this fear of rejection, और उनको लगता है कि अगर अच्छा नहीं चलेगा तो लोग क्या बोलेंगे, कैसा होगा, घर वाले क्या बोलेंगे. So I think आपको एक बड़ा जनरल सा आंसर मिल जाएगा, बी फियरलेस एंड बी दिस एंड बी विजनरी एंड ऑल. वो बोलना बड़ा आसान होता है, बट रियल लाइफ के अंदर इट इज़ नॉट दैट ईजी. सो इसके लिए fear of rejection, what you need to have is, for example, once you're convinced on your business plan, because if you want to start something, once you're absolutely convinced that this is something which I want to do, you have to start meeting a lot of people, who will guide you that this is right or wrong, and whether you should take that jump. It's not that आपने अपनी तरफ से सोच लिया. And why I'm saying so, because इतने सारे लोगों से मिलने के बाद में आपका जो सेल्फ बिलीव है, जब आपको लोग, मतलब आप 15 लोगों से मिले, 15 में से 10 ने बोला कि येस यू आर ऑन अ राइट पाथ, यू विल गेट दैट सेल्फ बिलीव. जिस दिन आपके अंदर ये सेल्फ बिलीव हो जाएगा कि आई विल नॉट फेल, दैट इज़ द टाइम टू गेट इनटू इट. बिकॉज अगर आपके अंदर वो बिलीव नहीं है कि मैं फेल हो ही नहीं सकती, तो आप मत कीजिएगा उसको. बट जिस दिन ये आपको लगे, आप सबसे मिलके, और व्हाई आई एम सेइंग कि देखिए, आपको एक आपके दिमाग में आइडिया होता है आज, और आजकल ना स्टार्टअप इज़ इन फैशन. हर आदमी बोलता है मेरे पास स्टार्टअप आइडिया, हर आदमी को स्टार्टअप आइडिया $1 बिलियन लगता है, राइट? सो यू नीड टू, एज ए सेड, टॉक टू मल्टीपल पीपल एंड कीप ऑन गेटिंग दैट रीइंफोर्समेंट. उसमें बेशक साल लग जाए, 2 साल लग जाए, कितना टाइम लग जाए, द डे यू विल गेट दैट बिलीफ, एंड देन हाफ हार्टेडली कभी मत जाना.
Valuable to me.
No, my pleasure. Welcome.
Thank you, Muskan. Okay, that was our community asking questions. Rahul, you have been amazing. I think for the audience, Rahul has also actually been a mentor to me through the years. Jab bhi I have come up with a plan or a business, I've always gone to you. And to be honest, he's been very, very honest in his feedback ki ye chalega ya ye nahi chalega. So thank you so much and for supporting us in this journey.
Always a pleasure.
For the last segment, so I think हमारे बच्चे हैं, these are our students, they've gone through COVID. It's been a hard time, and they're looking to start their careers. Now imagine you had to talk to Rahul Sharma, who was at 21. आप क्या उनको 3 advice देंगे to follow that you have used or that you would have done differently?
So Divya, you're asking for 3 advice, and my answer will be, I will not give even a single advice. Why? Because I hate giving gyan, and but I understand your question, that what exactly you want the users to know. So hota kya hai, in this age when you're coming out of college and you want to do something, your mind will keep on having multiple ideas. मेरा एक दोस्त है, उस दोस्त का बड़ा भाई है, तो दोस्त तो हमारे जैसे ही था, बट बड़ा भाई समझदार था बहुत, तो हम उसकी वी ऑलवेज यूज्ड टू लुक अप टू हिम. सो मैं उसके पास गया, तो मैंने बोला भैया क्या करूं, क्या करना चाहिए. तो उसने मुझे एक बात बताई जो आज तक मुझे याद है. उसने बोला, देख राहुल, ऐसा है, लाइफ में हर आदमी सेट होता है. किसी को 6 महीने लगता है, किसी को साल लगता है, किसी को 1.5 साल लगता है, मगर सेट हर आदमी होता है. सो ऑलवेज रिमेंबर कि आप यू विल गेट योर पाथ. अब वो आप ढूंढते ढूंढते आपको मिल जाएगी. सेट हर आदमी होगा, सिर्फ टाइम है. किसी को 2 महीने, 6 महीने, साल भर. सो यू जस्ट नीड टू बी पेशेंट. वो पेशेंस आप जरूर रखिए, एंड कीप ऑन लुकिंग फॉर द अपॉर्चुनिटीज, कीप योर आईज एंड ईयर्स ओपन, एंड certainly you will get what you want in life. That is one. दूसरी, again, not an advice, एक चीज बताना चाहूंगा कि लोग बोलते हैं कि आप क्या बोलना चाहेंगे, एंड नॉर्मली यू विल हियर पैशन, विजनरी, एंड वो ठीक है सारी चीजें. One thing which I will say that at your age level, what you should be doing is, and taking care of is your company. कंपनी इसलिए मैं बोल रहा हूं बिकॉज आप जिन लोगों में उठते बैठते हो दैट विल डिफाइन योर फ्यूचर एट दिस एज, एंड इट हैज हैपेंड विद मी. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ यू आर सिटिंग, आपके अगर 5 दोस्त हैं, जो पांचों दोस्त अगर वर्कआउट करते हैं, तो आप भी आज नहीं 6 महीने में आप भी वर्कआउट करोगे. आपके 5 दोस्त हैं हु आर इनटू हैबिट ऑफ स्मोकिंग, आप भी यू विल स्टार्ट स्मोकिंग आज नहीं 6 महीने बाद. और मेरे साथ ये रियल लाइफ एग्जाम्पल मैंने देखे हैं. आपके 5-7 दोस्त हैं जो सारे आईआईटी की तैयारी कर रहे हैं. आप बेशक पढ़ाई में अच्छे नहीं है, मगर आप भी बोलोगे यार मैं भी चलो तैयारी कर लेता हूं. ये भी हमारे दोस्त थे. सो जो पहले में जमाने में घर वाले बोलते थे ना, बेटे अपनी संगति का ख्याल रखना, वो सही बोलते थे. सो इस टाइम में अगर आपकी कंपनी अच्छी होगी, दिस मीन्स टू से आप ऐसे लोगों के साथ बैठ रहे हैं जहां से आपको लगता है कि ये पॉजिटिव थिंकर है, ये अच्छी सोच सोचते हैं और पॉजिटिव सोचते हैं. आप उनके साथ ज्यादा उठिए बैठिए. आपके फ्यूचर के लिए इट विल बी रियली हेल्पफुल. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rahul. That was amazing. And thank you so much for being a part of our show today. As a very special thank you, we have SeekhoX with us. Can I ask Rubu to come and give you? So, as
Thank you.
a token of appreciation, this is a very special SeekhoX.
Thank you so much.
So
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Been a pleasure.
Thank you.